If late at night you find yourself looking at a tall, shadowy figure clad in a trench coat and a top hat, whether you know it or not, you might have just met the Hat Man. Now, the story of the Hat Man has been around for decades, possibly centuries, but ironically, not much is known about this entity. Some do report seeing him while they're sleeping or trying to get to sleep. Others say they've seen him in plain daylight, just lurking in corners and in dark areas. However, what we do know about this man is that he evokes feelings of dread, stress, and anxiety. Oftentimes, he's associated with sleep paralysis and possibly interchanged with the sleep paralysis demon, but I find one of the weirdest things about this entity altogether is that they tend to mimic another creature, the Shadow Man, or the Shadow People. Now, Shadow People aren't typically seen clad in a trench coat and a top hat. What's interesting about the Shadow People is that you can see them at any time of day. They're not usually associated with the lack of sleep or sleep deprivation, and they're certainly not associated with sleep paralysis. However, the Hat Man typically appears to people during periods of intense sleep deprivation or, like I mentioned, stress and anxiety. But he's not exclusive to those situations, so it's very possible that you can see him at random times of the day. It's just most notably associated with those events. But like I said, the Shadow People, on the other hand, they can appear at any time. Now, much like the Hat Man, the only distinguishable characteristic of the Shadow People is that usually they appear to be tall and devoid of any characteristics aside from the fact that they are shadowy figures. You're not going to be able to discern any details between the two of these entities because they have none. Even this photo here, which showcases them with these glowing eyes or these white eyes, appears to be inaccurate to other descriptions that we have of the Shadow People. Normally, it's just a black figure. It's like you're looking into a shadow itself. Now, the stories about the Shadow People and the Hat Man vary. On one hand, people associate the Hat Man and the Shadow People with being evil entities, and on the other hand, there are some people who believe that the Hat Man and Shadow People are just entities passing through. They're not intended to bother you, although their appearance can be frightening. But I want to know what you guys are thinking. Have you ever heard of the Hat Man? Do you think that the Hat Man is a shadow person, or do you think these are two very distinct things? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you've had any experiences with both or one or the other, and I will see you guys in my next video.